The middle class is struggling? Or are people being pushed into poverty? High inflation, ballooning credit card debt, wages that aren't keeping up, and people aren't able to purchase their first home. Every day, we see videos on social media of people talking about how they're struggling to stay afloat in this economy that is being affected by inflation and where everyday costs, the cost of living, are just so high that their wages are not keeping up. Now, let's take a look at inflation. We see videos online where people talk about how every time they go to the grocery stores, just about food staples, basic food staples like tomatoes, eggs, milk, they're noticing that every time they go to the grocery store, the price keeps going up. Now, as inflation is causing these prices to go up, their wages are not going up, so they have to stretch that dollar more and more to try to be able to keep purchasing food. Some people are just not able to do it, so what they've done is they're cutting back on the number of meals they consume a day, or they're actually skipping a whole day worth of meals. And I think that's horrible. We're actually seeing people dip into their savings account so that they can stay afloat. They're using their savings accounts to pay for daily expenses. This is bad because in the United States, we already don't have a high savings rate. Compared to other countries, we save very little. And when the savings run out, people recurrent to other things such as using credit card debts. Right now, credit card debt comes with very high interest rates, typically in the 20% or higher. Now, I recently saw a video on YouTube by CNBC titled Why the American Dream Became Unaffordable for the Middle Class. And in this video, they are interviewing several people from across the country and asking them what it's like being a middle class person currently in this economy. And they do interview a couple of young people who talk about what it's like trying to reach the milestones that their parents reached and grandparents reached when they were their age. This article mentions that 46% of millennials and 37% of Gen Z adults currently have more accumulated credit card debt than they have money in their emergency savings account. That's horrible because compounding this with stagnant wages and high interest rates on credit cards, it's going to be very hard for them to get out of this debt once they try to climb out of the debt. Now, another thing is home ownership. For years, it's been a staple that the American middle class, to be middle class, you have to be able to have your own home. It was not a problem, you purchased your home. But now, because the prices of homes are so high and interest rates for mortgages are so high, people are not able to purchase homes. And they're not even able to purchase the homes or let alone save for a down payment. Now, the same article says that 1 in 3 Gen Z adults are currently living with their parents. This is a big change from what has happened before. Typically in America, when children grew up, they would move out and start being independent. Now we have people in their 30s, even 40s, still living with their parents because this is a way that they can deal with the high cost of living. While they move in with their parents, they can save for their down payment while also helping their parents with their expenses. And we also saw in this same article that 2 out of 5 millennials and Gen Z adults feel that they're doing worse than their parents were at their same age because of this high inflation. Even the people that were able to buy homes are now posting videos saying that they are struggling to stay afloat. There's a new term called being house poor, which talks about how people who purchase the homes, they actually budgeted to be able to pay for their mortgage payment and still have discretionary spending money left over every month. Well, it seems like a lot of people didn't realize that the mortgage payment as a whole is not fixed. It actually turns out that part of that payment is variable. We're talking about the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance. Right now, those have been going up across the country. This has actually caused people to go off their budgets that they had planned when they first purchased the homes. So now they're struggling to stay afloat. And same thing, people are now recurring to their savings, skipping meals. They're actually using credit cards. Some people are actually giving up and selling their houses. Now, what does this all mean for the middle class? And what does it mean to be middle class in America? In the same article, it says that back in 2023, to be considered a middle class person here in the United States, you had to make anywhere between $53,000 a year annually, and $161,000 annual. And now 59% of people in that same article are saying that they feel that their condition is not good financially and they're not going to be able to get better. They don't see a chance of them getting better. So I ask you, with all this in mind, is it really that the middle class is struggling, or is it that the middle class has actually been shrinking and people are being pushed into poverty? These questions have a lot to do with the way people see themselves, the way people vote, the way people interact with each other in society. How do you view yourself? Do you think you're middle class? Are you currently struggling? How are you dealing with this economy? Let me know in the questions in your comment section below what you think about this article, about the information posted. Do you feel that you are middle class? And do you think the situation with the economy will get better in the future? If you like what you saw in this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one, and until next time.